All right, guys, welcome back. Now, I want to welcome you to this section where we're going to discuss how much money it will cost you to build a website. And the reason why I'm taking my time to do all of these kind of comparisons is because many people still have doubts. Many people will tell you, well, I don't think that KDP is that big a deal. I still think having a website is great. Obviously, having a website is great, but let me show you the costs that go into having a website. All right. So the first of the costs is the cost of hosting. So as you may know, if you want to create a website, you need the hosting. Eventually, you're going to purchase hosting from a hosting provider. Now, my company of choice is Bluehost, and you can see in front of you the Bluehost receipt of $237.96. And that's some money that I paid for just one of my websites, and it's a hosting plan of 3 years for 36 months to be precise. Obviously, 36 months is just for the hosting, not for the protection, not for the site lock security, and a bunch of other stuff. Now, and it's $237, so it's costly. That's the first cost that goes into creating a website. Now, the second cost is goes like this. Now, obviously, you must know that if you want to create a website, you need a plugin or a piece of software that will help you build your website from scratch, because for a WordPress website there is not much you can do with the classic builder. All right, it's not going to give you that beauty to the website, and obviously you need something like an Elementor plugin to edit your website. Mainly people start with Elementor free, with the free version of the plugin that you see in front of you. And that free plugin, the free version, does not have all features, which means that your website is going to suck anyway. And so the company knows that at some point in time, especially if you're serious about business, you're going to go and purchase their Elementor Pro plan. And they're counting on that. And obviously, that's what happens most of the times. People start with Elementor free, and then if they're serious about business, after a while, they decide and they go and purchase Elementor Pro because they needed to edit the website to add more functionality and more good-looking web design to their website to appeal to people. And I don't blame them. Now, the plan is $49 per year for Elementor. Now, of course, this is just the second plugin. All right, there is much more costs going into creating a website, and we're going through that. So stick around, and you'll see all the costs that go through creating a website. iTheme security. Now, obviously, as you might know, once you create a website, you become the target of all hackers out there, because the issue with online is that once a domain is registered, it's actually everybody can know that. All right, everybody can have the information that on day X this domain was registered. And so hackers are on the look. They are really on the hunt for these, especially these new domains, because they know that most people purchasing these new domains, a big percentage of them are beginners trying to learn how to create a website. And so what they do is they bombard your website with attempts to access the website by trying as many passwords as they can. Now, obviously, you might be saying, "Well, good luck to them. Let them try as many passwords because my password is strong." Well, obviously, you don't know that these hackers, they don't use your typical manual way of figuring out a password, because these guys have really advanced bots. And these advanced bots can figure out your password in a week, give or take, under intensity. If they really want to hack into your website, they can do it. And so obviously, in order to prevent them from hacking your website, you need to add a layer of security. And by that, I mean you need to purchase a plugin, because everything in WordPress or everything functions by plugins. If you want a certain functionality, you have to pay for it by purchasing a specific plugin. That's what happens. And so generally speaking, if you start with iTheme security, with the free version of iTheme security, you'll figure that the free version is not enough, because it does not add that layer that you want to add in between you and hackers to make it impossible for them to hack into your website. Now, the layer I'm talking about is the two-step verification. Now, the free version of iTheme security does not offer the two-step verification. So if you run your website using item security, there is still the chance that hackers can really and easily penetrate your website because there is no two-step verification. But if you want the two-step verification, you get obviously the item security pro version, and you get the two-step verification, and your website will be intact. And obviously, they will stop anybody attempting more than 2 or 3 websites, 3 passwords. So obviously, your website will be secure. Now, the reason why you want to secure your website is because not so long ago, I read about a guy who found a whole organized crime group operating in the back end of his website for more than a year. And the reason why is that's the case is because the guy ran his website using a free antivirus plugin. And that plugin was not doing the job of protecting his website. These hackers slid into his website without him knowing that, and they didn't want him to know it because they wanted to commit crime in his name. And so what they did is they went on the back end of the website and they created an entire new forum out there. And it's an organized crime forum group, and they ran their business there. And eventually the guy got caught and prosecuted. Eventually he was proven innocent, but I mean all the struggle because the guy did not have a plan, did not have a security plugin. Obviously, if you want the security plugin, you get it for $80. Add to that the cost of the builder plugin, the website builder plugin, and the hosting. Going forward, now obviously, once you create a website, you're going to work on it, and it's going to take you a lot of time before the website has any good content or any good appealing look to it, any traffic. Obviously, if let's say you work for 6 months and then you build an entire good looking website, affiliate website, and you spend 6 months of effort doing so. Now, let's imagine for a second that you lose all of that by mistake because you've clicked on the wrong button, or you left your computer open and your child came in and crashed everything, or a specific hacker were bombarding your website and spamming you from every side until he shut down your website somehow. Obviously, there is no other way for you to recuperate your website other than to have a backup plugin or a backup solution. Now, backup plugins for most of the part are free, but it's just the free version. Like I said, they just want to give you the free taste of the plugin, and when they realize that you know are serious about business, then I mean they know that you're obviously going to go ahead and upgrade to the pro version, because let's be honest, the free version of anything does not have anything. It's just a taste of what the real product is, and most of the functionalities in any free version do not do the job most of the time. Obviously, once you figure that you need a backup plugin, you're going to go ahead and purchase a backup plugin for $80 a year. Now, obviously, if you're serious about business and you want people to come in your website and have a good customer experience, you need to have what we call a plugin to speed up your website. Obviously, there is a plugin for that, WP Rocket. Obviously, if you want free plugins, you can get them, but these are not anywhere near as excellent as WP Rocket can go. Because WP Rocket, what it does is it speeds up your website, and eventually you don't have to do anything. You just have to activate the plugin and it speeds up your website to the maximum performance. So when people get there, the site loads fast. As opposed to those free plugins, you always have to monitor, always have to understand how to function with them. And that's not really a good return on investment when you find yourself doing 2 hours a day optimizing your website speed when you can just purchase it for $49 and get going with it. Obviously. Now, if we wrap up the courses, I mean, there are more, there are more expenses. But if we wrap up the expenses, you'll find that there is something like a $640 just to create a well-equipped website from scratch. Assuming, all right, assuming that you are the web developer of your own website. I mean, if you want somebody else to develop your website, you're going to obviously have to pay them. And so you're going to pay for the plugins, you're going to pay for the solution, for the software, and you're also going to have to pay for a website developer to develop your website for you. So which way do you prefer? Do you prefer to pay somebody $2,000 to create you the most basic website? Or do you just want to create an Amazon KDP business for free? It's for free, all right? You don't need budget. No need for budget. No need for any fancy web development skills. That's what I'm trying to get into your minds, guys. Please understand this. This business model does not require any money. This business model does not require any skills, and I'm not being over the top with this. This is just me trying to help you out. This is just me trying to show you that there is indeed a way that you can make money online, and you can use that money to fuel other businesses, among them a website if you like. But obviously, you're going to have to be good at something. You're going to have to make money at something in order to develop your business, to develop yourself and become the entrepreneur you wanted.